Has resigned. Hallelujah! Yes, do you hear the breaking news? Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Allegedly. Okay? Allegedly. Yes, we declare it. Yes? We declare that he's going to go and he'll resign with immediate effect. Tomorrow. Well, tomorrow is weekend, but we send it over the weekend and Monday to come into effect. Yes, could you move from the back of the vehicle, please let them go. Please, ladies and gentlemen, could you move up back So if you can move back a little, please. Hello, hi lady. Hello. Could you just move her back a little, let the vehicle go back, please. When you finish, you'll get the water. Monica, let the vehicle move back a little, please. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for this exuberance. I know we say Dominican women are strong, but you are active too, you know. Doesn't matter what age, doesn't matter. You're as young as you feel, right? Yes. And the women of Dominica, when we're ready, nobody can stop us. And this time, nobody is going to stop us, because we will go until we get what we want, which is the resignation of Levi Peter, which is the resignation of all those who aid and abet Levi Peter to abuse or carry another woman. They will not abuse another woman again. We say, the Dominican women say, enough is enough. So ladies and gentlemen, we've matched. Now we will hear some self-to messages, and together we will decide what is the way forward for us in Dominica. Our men, your wives are abused. They victimize them. They tell them all manner of things. They take them and they bounce them around because they want them frustrated. We are saying that enough is enough. We have taken enough abuse. Our young girls are tired of being raped. Our little girls are tired of being raped. Our young women are tired of asking for a job and they have to sleep with somebody to get the job. Our young women are tired of asking for a scholarship and they have to get a scholarship before they get the scholarship. This is nonsense. We are saying enough is enough. Our women, our girls should be free. We should be free in Dominica. We should be given equal access without having to prostitute yourself to get it. And this is what we are saying is, enough is enough. Young women, you know yourself, or older women, you know yourselves. I know there is a level of fear in this country. They have instituted a level of fear in this country that you are afraid to turn out. That if you turn out, whatever it is that they have for you, they will not give it to you. We sent for permission, but we were told that we are national security risk. So therefore we were not given the route that we asked for. Women of Dominica holding a plastic bottle in your hand, a placard in your hand, a rag in your hand. The only thing you have, which is maybe a little prickle will get, is this little bow tie you have there. It has a strip pin on it. So it's looking like we're in the Gaza Strip. So we cannot be free to walk the streets of Dominica. Tell me whether we are a democratic country and people we ought to take back our country. We will stand. Because enough is enough. And we are tired. And if it's the women of Dominica who will do it, we will do it. Remember, we want you for Sino, we want you to prop us. And we're going to take back our country. Because enough is enough. We have suffered enough. We have suffered the indignity of violence, the indignity of abuse. We will not take it anymore. And women of Dominica, all of you, we ask you to stand with us. Enough is enough. We know exactly what to do to remove them. We have the power in our hands. We will not do it by guns. We will not do it with bottles. We will do it peacefully. But there we go. And leave Dominica free for us to enjoy. So we have a petition out. If you see it passing around, please sign. It is also on Facebook. Yes? So you sign as many names as possible. Please sign. Even if you're not a woman, you are a man. You enjoy, you are enraged by what is happening to your women. We want you to sign it as well. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll begin. We have a short ceremony. We have some solidarity messages from some of our powerful women around here. So we will take them, and anybody else who feels led to say a few words today for the struggle, we also invite you to come in and say a few words as well. So we have our sister Rosie, who has been at it for the longest while. You saw she's ringing a bell. She's usually accompanied by police officers very nicely too. And security, I think, for her. And we hope that, you know, like other countries, that the police officers will just join us when we march. And just be there walking alongside us as a security. Don't consider us as a national security risk. Yeah, because we are not national security risks. We are peaceful, loving women. We have born children. We have born children. We love our children. We love our country very much. And we will never destroy Dominica. Yet they want to destroy our country and destroy us in the process. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm calling on Rosie Felix, who will come and speak to you for a few minutes. And as I said, precipitated this match and this call was the disrespect by Levi Peter to our Cardinal sister when she was not in the house to defend herself. And this has happened over the years. They have done so to Monel, they have done so to Manet for a number of times while we were in Parliament. And they have done that to Teacher. They asked us to shut up. And this is the disrespect that the women have. And I'm calling on the Dominican women, the women who are in Parliament. Let us just have quantity, but let's have quality of women represented in Parliament. So I will now call on Rosie Felix to say a few words in solidarity to the cause and to the struggle. Rosie.
Thank you, Francisca. Thank you, all of you who have decided to be fearless and brave and come out this afternoon, because we are no longer slaves to fear. Greater is He who is in us than the demons who are out there. God made man and woman, and He made us beautiful, full of dignity, one no less than the other. He formed us in our mother's womb while we were growing there in secret. He already knew His plans for us. Plans for us to bloom and grow and find our purpose in life and to support our families to give birth. There are many women who never biologically gave birth, but they are wonderful mothers. Women overall are just beautiful. And men are our partners. Whether we married or we single, men are our co-partners. As a matter of fact, we are the rib from Adam. So Adam's supposed to respect Eve, and Eve is supposed to respect Adam. Irrespective of what office we hold in the land, whether it is in government or in the church or in the school or in the Commonwealth of Dominica Police Force or at the China Friendship Hospital or at the 10-star hotel in Dominica, wherever we are, whether we are ambassadors or we are poor beggars on the road, we all have dignity. Let me give you all a story of one time when I stood up for a woman because I saw her as my sister. When I worked at the hospital many years ago, there was a mentally ill woman. She had her home, but because of her mental illness, she was going all over the place. The psychiatric hospital, the psychiatric unit, they would treat her, but they didn't want her. As a matter of fact, there was a certain doctor, if he was going out of the hospital and saw her going in, he would call his staff and tell them, put her out. And this lady was dragging all over the place, day and night, unkempt. And it broke my heart that there are some people who are homeless, but she wasn't homeless, but a home with a mentally ill son, and she couldn't care for herself. Almost equal the same thing. And this lady was dragging all over the place. And I feared that one day they would find the lady dead somewhere under a bridge or some corner. There's a rule that public officers are not supposed to go to the press. Well, I called Marpin and told Marpin the story. And the Ministry of Health had a big press conference on my head, because I called Marpin and I spoke to Marpin TV. Anyway, they took the poor lady, they brought her into psychiatric unit, they assessed her, they found she was very ill, they transferred her to Glover Ward, A few days later, the poor lady died like a human being on a bed, instead of being found dead on the street of Rosa after all man would have raped her. I'm saying that to say, when there is a cause, a righteous cause, you put fear behind your back and you rise. Somebody said it. You rise. You rise. Today, let today be the last day. Dominica, you don't stand up for a good cause. Annette Sanford, my sister nurse, a wife, a mother, a sister, an aunt, a little gentile. Annette wouldn't hurt a fly. I supervised Annette when she worked at the hospital. I also worked alongside Annette. And Annette has only responded to her calling to serve her country at a higher level. That's all Annette do. But with the integrity that's in her, that's where the power comes. Many people ask, you say you're brave, you're not afraid. When you've got integrity, you've got power. Because integrity is the Lord Himself. So, the government of Dominica nominated a woman, a Kalinago woman, for president. Hallelujah, we make big history. The parliamentary opposition, within its rights, also nominated a Kalinago woman, a nice young one. So we have a senior and a junior. Nice competition, not so? Good. But government of Dominica has the majority vote. So what was the problem? What was the problem? They had a big party to celebrate Madam President. By the way, Madam President, if you hear me, congratulations. Enjoy your palace. I still look forward to hear you condemn the statement by the AG Levi Peter. So, voting day for president. Madam President Sylvani Burton won hands down. Majority votes. So when it's time for congratulatory messages, may say quick. Mr. Levi Peter, forget he's supposed to be congratulating Madam President, and he goes on a rampage to put down Mrs. Annette Sanford. But you know why I think they planned that? Remember when Annette was running for the UWP in 2019 it was, and Skerrit wanted Annette off the UWP platform, so he wanted her to stand to endorse his COSIA candidate. So they took her away to a nice place and figured they could show her the world $120,000 and she would give up her integrity. I so admire this sister because integrity, her integrity. Annette is a very respectful and compassionate nurse. I know some of you have bad experiences with some healthcare providers. Not Annette. Not Annette Thomas Sanford. So, the young woman aspiring to serve in parliament and the parliamentary opposition found her worthy to be a nominee for president. So, to go back to Levi Peter, instead of gracefully giving his congratulations, decided to say, in fact, he poisoned his criticism of the opposition and the nominee by saying, if I were in a different forum, I would use stronger language. When you introduce, in fact, that's the context he set. Remember his apology talk about we misunderstand him? That was the context he said. If I were in a different forum, I would use stronger language. God knows if he was in Lagon, what he would have said. And he goes on to say, You, the opposition, you put up a drumstick. Levi Peter, a relative, I don't remember not was his mother or his aunt, somebody was a nurse. But a woman birthed him. He had a wife. The Labour Party government boasts of having the most women in parliament. Hooray! We want women serving everywhere. But you have majority, you boasting of them, and you putting down one who wants to serve on a different party. How can that be right? Shame on you, Mr. Levi. Shame. Dominica has birthed many noble women who have risen to great positions. This government has assisted them. Previous governments have assisted our women to rise. Dame Mary Eugenia Charles, Dr. Clarissa Etienne in Paho, the, what's her name, Baroness Scotland, head of Commonwealth. Many women, she's a woman, let's leave it at that. Many women have risen to head big organizations. So we cannot really say Dominica is putting down its women. But when a government, when the Attorney General, you know when I heard this, my first reaction, but wait, the man legalizing abuse of women in parliament? This is not right, this is disgraceful. So today I stand in solidarity with Annette. And as I said before, Annette represents all women. So Levi did not only hurt Annette, he hurt all of us. And when he hurt all of us and our husbands and our sons and our sisters, he hurt Madame. They stripped Madame, take out her wab, take out her tattler, take out her stocking, take out her everything. And they rip up her treasury. How far can you go? How more can you go? Are you elevating women on one hand and the other hand you're putting them down? That's an abuse. If you are using women so you can look good, but you're putting down others, it means you are not genuine. And another point I would like to say, there are many forms of abuse. Rape is an abuse, a black eye is an abuse, abuse of children, abuse of men. The men always like to say, but they're abusing us too. Men, we shouldn't abuse you, I agree. We shouldn't abuse anybody. Too much abuse in our families, in our schools. If a teacher, I know a man who is with a PhD, and he gives the story when he was at school. His teacher said, you won't amount to anything. That was abuse. If you tell that to your child, you abuse. Men, if all day you're beating up your wife, your girlfriend, and at night you want sex, how can that be love? You're not making love after you beat up and give her a black eye. And another thing to those who saying, it's independence time, let's just put our Creole clothes, our chapeau pie and dance. Let me tell you something. If a man is beating you up, or your wife beating you up all year, and when it's your birthday, she takes you to Kempinski, you have a black eye, you have a broken rib, but you're going anyway because, you know, you love him and you want to preserve the relationship, you try. But you sit down at dinner, you can't take out your glasses because you can't even chew well, you break your teeth. You cannot sit well because your hip hurts in you. When you go to casualty, you telling them something that knock you. How can you have a happy birthday after the man beat you up, after your wife beat you up? That's not authentic. And so we stand against that. So even if it's independence, we must speak out against the abuse of Dominican women, men, our families, abuse in school, abuse anywhere and everywhere. Let's stop it. If you find it hard to stop, ask Papa God. Look at your drone by the way. You see it? Yes. I am Rosa Felix and I am Dominica. Levi must go. Levi must go. Levi must go. Levi must go. Thank you very much, everybody. I end on that note.
Thank you very much. much, Rosie Felix. Let's give another round of applause to Rosie. She has been standing alone, almost alone, and surrounded by security. But ladies and gentlemen, we, the Dominican women, we are strong. We, the Dominican women, can stand because we have stood and we have stood the test of time, and we continue to stand. So we have some more powerful women to come and give some solidarity messages. We have Teacher Ernie, we have Josephine Dublin Prince who will come. We have a few others, and Sanford herself will speak, because you know what precipitated this movement. Not just what they did to Anna, but what they continue to do to women. And we are calling. And we are also calling on the women in Parliament to stand up and be women. Stand up and be counted. Not only do we want to have quantity in Parliament, we want to have quality in Parliament. That you can stand out and bring a bill. You can say, like, we want a family court. We want to stop the abuse. And when your men in Parliament stand up and they abuse women, you tell them to stop it because it's not good. So ladies and gentlemen, I will now bring in Teacher Ernie, who will say a few words to us of solidarity messages for the struggle that we're in Dominica. Teacher Ernie.
Good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, good afternoon.
I am happy to be here to be part of this activity because it is a cause that concerns all of us. We all need to be part. We all should be part of this cause because not because it concerns women, but it concerns everyone. And I am happy that all of you have come to be here. You all have come to be part of this activity this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, violence against women is a crime. Point blank, it is a crime. And it is one of the crimes that is least prosecuted. But we are here today to tell the world, and to tell Levi Peters, to tell Rosa Scarry, and whoever has that drawn up there, we are here to tell all the ministers that we are no longer going to stand up and allow these perpetrators to prey on any of our women. They can set their drone, you know. Their drone is there. I'm happy it is there. They will see we are here and we are standing up for our cause. This man, Attorney General Levi Peter, and we should not just say Levi Peter, you know. We should say the Attorney General of Dominica. Let the world know what this man has done. Instead of this man congratulating his nominee, he is denigrating another presidential nominee who is also a Kalinago woman. So we are saying to Levi Peter, your comments are infuriating, your comments are denigrating, and your comments are unacceptable. And as a result, you are not fit to hold that office that you are holding right now. Just bow out, gracefully out, and walk away from that office because you are not deserving to be Attorney General of Dominica. I am saying to the Speaker of the House, Mr. Joseph Isaac, I remember when we were in Parliament, that Speaker, he listened to us attentively. And I told him so. I told him this, I don't remember what I said, but I mentioned something, and he said, Senator John Finn, you need to take that back. You need to withdraw that statement. I said, why should I withdraw? Whatever I said, that is wrong. I told him, I withdrew, but I told him it would appear that when the government side, when they are speaking, you are fast asleep. But when the opposition members are speaking, you are alert. I told him so. But it would appear that when the Attorney General was speaking, was calling Annetta Drumstick, he was fast asleep. He was fast asleep. And he never called on the Attorney General to take back the statement. for the statements. I am calling on Mr. Joseph Isaac. You two are not deserving to be Speaker of the House because you are not supposed to be Speaker of the Labour Party. You are supposed to be Speaker of the Parliament of Dominica, and you two have to resign. I am calling on the men, the ladies, the women in Parliament on the government side. When this man made that denigrating statement about Annette, I heard them giggling. That was a joke for them. They too, I want to tell them, two are women. And to stand there or sit there and allow a man to denigrate a woman like you, how do you call yourself? What do you call yourselves? I am saying all the women of Parliament, all the women on the government side, you all need to move as well. You all need to go. You have to go. I am calling on the President of Dominica, the newly elected President of Dominica. You too are a Carinago woman. You were in Parliament. You heard when the Attorney General, when Levi Peter, you heard when he made that statement, when he called Annette a drumstick, other presidential nominee, another Carinago woman like yourself. You heard when he called her a drumstick. What did you say? What did you do? I am calling on you, Madam President. If you cannot make a statement about that denigration, about that inhumanity, you too are not deserving to be President of Dominica. You too should step down. So, ladies and gentlemen, I am saying the entire cabinet has to go. The entire cabinet should go. Levi Peter should. Skerrit should. Pampalam should. I'm talking about Pampalam. There should go Rosa. She was the one also who insinuated that Annette was a kid's meal. And if you remember the kind of apology, I don't call it an apology. That apology that Levi Peter made and called it an apology, no, that is not an apology. But if you remember, during that kind of apology, he made reference to what the Minister of Education said. And he tried to fit it in just to give reason to say, well, what he said was not denigrating Annette. I am saying that Rabbi Rosa, that troublemaker that we have in the Ministry of Education in the name of Octavia Alfred, she too has to go. Yes, so all of them have to go. Not only Levi, all of them have to go. So I am saying no. I am saying no. The tension is rising. The time is right. It is right now when we should continue. We should keep our feet to the ground. We should keep the fire burning. We should not allow ourselves to waver. Do not allow us to fall apart, or, we have to continue hitting the ground. We have to keep the fire burning. Pressure of the burst pipe, don't you? So let the pressure burst their pipe. And when their pipe bursts, they have to go. Let us continue the fight. Let us continue what we are doing. We are not going to give up. Women of Dominica, women who are here, I am calling on you. Do not waver. Do not give up. We are going to continue. At the end of the session, we'll know what is going to happen next. But we will not give up until these people, these misfits, leave office. They have to leave office. They have to go so that Dominica can grow. Let me tell you, we will not give up. We will not give up. We have to fight until these people, these gremlins, these wicked people, until they leave office, until they remove their knees on the necks of Dominicans. We will fight until they go. So, ladies and gentlemen, don't give up. Women of Dominica, don't give up. Men of Dominica, we need you to stand with us. We need your support. Stand with us because we will not give up. If it means it's women who have to start the fight, we have started it. We need you with us and we are going to continue. Skerrit must go. Levi must go. We shall not be more. We just like a tree that's planted by the waters. We shall not be moved. Thank you very much. Yes, you can do better than that. Give it a better round of applause. This is woman power. Yes, this is woman power, and it is women that have to take it. We will take it. And it is women that have to take this country and move it. We will move it. This is the beginning of the struggle, ladies and gentlemen. We have a ways to go, and we will fight the battle. We will continue to stand. For all those who cannot stand for themselves, we will stand, and we will take Dominica, and we will move Dominica forward for the betterment of our girls and our boys. Ladies and gentlemen, we have some men with us. We're giving them a short, brief, very brief, because it's woman time, right? Do you agree? It's woman time, and the women are going to have a longer time to speak, while the men will have a short time to speak. Okay? So the man I'm going to ask now is Danny Luge, who matched with us. Mr. Luge, the women are given 5 to 7 minutes. You all are given 2 to 4 minutes. This is all the time that you will be given. Solidarity messages, because this time is for women, and we have the upper hand today. Today, we have the upper hand today. In the meeting here, not the one that I said anything here. Yes.
I've been given 5 minutes. Who has the clock? I've been preparing for a very long time for this gathering. So to keep the time, stick to my script. So listen carefully. What kind of man does that to a woman? The most senior legal advisor. The most senior legal advisor and Attorney General of the government of Dominica, sitting in the highest court of the land, Parliament, behind the back of an innocent lady and Kalinago Queen, Annette Sanford. A court by the name of Levi Peter imputes improper motive in the most vile and denigrating fashion under the nose of Speaker Joseph Isaac, who sits there mute and smiling at the savage attack on a nominee to the highest office of the land. During my 11 years in Dominican Parliament, it has been the repeated vile posture and classless behavior of Levi Peters. Though not an elected member of Parliament, this Attorney General, by virtue of his office, is not expected to be partisan, yet so insecure, he feels the need to back like a catty rat. This most unholy trinity of political savagery, Roosevelt Sheriff, Levi Peters, and Joseph Isaac, unloaded their assassin's bullet on a most dignified lady with an immaculate resume and spotless model of integrity. A highly qualified nurse, a model wife and mother, a Kalinago Queen, a community leader, a lecturer at our state college, a woman of faith, a gentle soul. What kind of man does that to a lady? A wife, a mother, let alone another human being? And he got away with his verbal diarrhea in Parliament under the supervision and approval of Speaker Joseph Isaac. No reprimand, no sanction, no expulsion from Parliament, not even a slap on the wrist. And to compound his vile attack on Mrs. Annette Sanford, He goes on to say that in a different forum, he would have been more savage or honest. Levi Peters must go. I said Levi Peters must go. No amount of crocodile apology will suffice. He knew what he did. He meant every word that he said. And now we must pay the price and face the people's court of justice. This disqualified and unqualified square peg in long hole for near 2 decades has been the epitome of disrespect to that office and the opposition members of the House of Parliament. So party political is this assassin who draws the unspoken billion of his purchaser-in-chief. He has now gone too far and too deep in the mud. And we the people must now remove our country from the mud and allow them to wrestle with their kind. Levi Peters must go, and Levi Peters must go now. And we the people, talking about the Dominican Constitution, that is you and me, must ensure that Constitution must never again be dragged in the mud by desperate men. We will stay in the streets. We will bombard Levi Peters with relentless calls for resignation. We will stand together on this one until Levi Peters understands he is servant and not master. Levi Peters must go, and Levi Peters must go now. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Luge. These are the people who continue to support the cause, and they have never disrespected any of the women in Parliament. And if they had, the ladies in Parliament would have told them so. And they never, ever disrespect of the women on both sides. And we are thankful to them for that. They are true gentlemen. We have another gentleman here, who, as I said, they will have their 5 minutes to speak. Mr. Leonard Swinton will say a few words of solidarity to the ladies, and the ladies will take them.
Good afternoon, ladies. You all know the mama's boy, right? Yeah? And with everything they say, all I've ever tried to do is to live my life in such a way as to make my mother proud of me. She told me, do not be afraid to be right, and never step down for standing up for right. And that's all I try to do. So this afternoon, I'm going to ask the women of Dominica to whisper a word in the ears of the ladies who are serving on the government side of the parliament. Because in the things that they do, they are belittling the women of Dominica. They are bringing them down with their conduct and their behavior. When they will cause themselves to appear on social media, for example, singing along with the song, the lyrics to say, money a hand, back a ground, I just come to F around, they are promoting prostitution. And it is disgraceful. Tell them to stop it. Tell them to stop it. And those who go to the breakfast set, and when they ask them, well, where is your colleague MP? Where is your colleague member of parliament, a female? They say they're going to have sex. What kind of conduct is that? Tell them to stop it. And then you don't expect them now to have any respect for other women. So when Lady Annette Sanford accepted an invitation from the parliamentary opposition of Dominica, within the provisions of the Constitution or Supreme Law, to stand as their presidential nominee, she did nothing wrong. She was standing for God and standing for country in the Commonwealth of Dominica, where she was born. I have to tell you, she was the better qualified of the two candidates for president. So what are you talking about? The president is required to operate above the political fray. And because Annette Sanford has the capacity to look at Skerrit in his face and say to him, listen to me, you see that money you want to give me there for what you want me to do for you? Hold it, I'm not doing it. There are not many people in Dominica capable of that. And therefore there are not many people in Dominica like Annette Sanford at the young age of 40 years who is so eminently qualified to sit in the nation's highest office. And that is the opportunity we miss. But you know, even when people are doing good things and want the best for Dominica, this Labour Party under Roosevelt Skerrit decides that they will be demonized, they'll be denigrated, they'll be hated, and they'll be disrespected. And that's exactly what they did, not just to Annette Sanford, they started with the leader of the opposition. Because the way Skerrit went about in disobedience to the Constitution in his procedure for selecting a new president, he disrespected the office of the leader of the opposition held by a woman. And if you notice what happened on the day in Parliament, it was a tag team. The tag operating included Pambalam, who set up the drumstick comment and had Levi come in to drive it home as though, you know, little innocent Levi. It's Pampalam that said it, not me. They were acting together because all of them were laughing and all of them were happy because the statement was made. The statement denigrating women, denigrating Annette Sanford, disrespecting her, and by extension other women in Dominica, was made on behalf of every member of the Labour Party on the government side of the Parliament. And for that reason, and that reason alone, not just Levi, Peter, but all of them, every single one of them should go. All of them. 5 minutes. One more minute now. Drop the rhythm, let Levi Peter know. Abuse of women is a no-no. Jump high, jump low. Enough. You have to go. Drop the rhythm, let Pampalam know. Disrespecting students is a no-no. Jump high, jump low. Enough. You have to go. Drop the rhythm, let Rosa Skerrit know. Be a woman is not your party show. Jump high, jump low. Enough. You have to go. God bless all you. I love all you people.
We listen the drum, Mr. Stadium called the drummers to hit it. Yes? Jump high, jump low, they have to go. Is it nicer? Yes, that's a nice ring to it. They should have come early when we were marching. Jump high, jump low, you have to go. Nice. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on. We have Mr. Anthony Charles here with us. He is part of the opposition team, and he will say a few words as well to us.
Good evening, everyone, especially ladies, the strong ladies of Dominica. I'm not going to stay long. My former or parent just said it all. But Ladies, we have to stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything. It's a simple thing. Don't follow the other ladies and say, okay, the AG this, the AG that. Everybody talking about PM and Seri. This is not no Seri thing. This is not no Lincoln thing. This is a ladies' battle. Put aside the partisan politics and defend the ladies. The ladies of today. Ladies is in very predominant and important position. Don't make these guys, those grasshoppers, soft bottom, come and tell you all you're like drumstick. Now the AG supposed to withhold the constitution in the parliament. He cut off the Speaker of the House, who is in charge of the House, when he was explaining the constitution, and then call our candidate a drumstick. No matter what reference you try and what you said, in the end you said, if you're in a different forum, that is the problem, you know. If you were in a different forum, my brother, that means you know what you're saying. So ladies, when you see the sellers, they're walking and smiling on the road, don't have the sellers too comfortable walking and smiling. Put them in their place. Just put them in their place. You cannot have a man say, if he was in an forum, Dominica is yours alone, man. Or you can say such a thing. Ladies, stand for something. Or telling you, stand for something. And then stand for it. They come at you with 100 and something. They're going to give it to you. But they're trying to take 350. But we're going to stop that. This kind of a movement with sending lawyer paper and things, we're going to stop that and trying to pay people for their dignity and their integrity. We're going to stop that. We're going to make sure before I read this election and this politician forum, I personally want to stop this kind of a victimization and to women and men and young promising people to come and buy and threaten people for their integrity. So you come in your lawsuit, so that means I should not fall down and say, okay, no, I'm not going so. They say I like to talk, my boss won't get a problem, but my boss going to take me out. I'm going to fix that. Ladies, stand for something so you won't fall for anything. Thank you.
Thank you. We are grateful to the men for the solidarity, for the strength. Women, we get the support on all sides. So we continue to strengthen ourselves and to build on what we have and to continue to struggle to ensure that the young girls that are coming, they are free from this victimization. Ladies and gentlemen, we have 2 more men and then our ladies will take the mic. Yes. We will now call on Siri, where are you? Siri, oh yeah. Siri, oh yeah. Well, reading. Well, Siri, Kebanoi, Apatwa, Akweo, Noah, Adepada, somewhere. Oui.
Mais bonsoir, bonsoir, Noah, un mouvement Adepada, somewhere, dans l'optique. Ouais, pour faire pour d'abord, on va parler de depuis la présidence jusqu'à fin novembre, parce que c'est pour la présidence dans l'OL. Avec son bon président là, vous savez que c'est nous qui là, on ne va pas se que seulement. Il y a des gens qui ont poussé à la radio, il y a des gens qui ont poussé par la internet. Il y a plus de monde qui l'a poussé à la radio, plus de monde qui l'a poussé à l'internet. Donc nous pas tout seul. Pour là, c'est là, c'est ça, il pas aimé. C'est ça, il pas aimé, mais en instant, nous avons poussé vers le solide. Tout le monde dominique a poussé vers le solide. Solide. Avant de parler, nous allons dire que mon diaspora, c'est un grand plaisir que vous avez diaspora. C'est diaspora, c'est un compétition pour voler l'élection. C'est diaspora pour commencer à parler parce que vous avez commencé à voir la politique. Vous avez voyé mon nom Michel, vous n'avez pas fait de Dominique. Vous avez fait ça comme plaisir, après ça, vous mêlez. Vous mêlez parce que diaspora, vous avez compétition pour voler l'élection. Parler, vous avez fait vidéo, vous avez la vérité, peuple l'idée, rien pas qu'à faire. Nous avons ça avec un seul fort, nous avons mis ce qui est les Vital. Qui doit respecter un Stanford. Et bien là où il y a un premier ministre en pays qui a respecté le peuple là, ça les Vital fait qu'il a suivi le premier ministre là. Et par les Vital, parce que si le premier ministre a respecté le pays là, les Vital fait qu'il respecte le pays là. Et ça pour nous aller. C'est une chose de ce pays-là, de tout le monde qui a pour monter dans la main Isaac Pain, tout le monde a venu à pour quand on a commencé à respecter ce pays-là, parce que d'après ce il a l'argent pour ça, il a roulé payer l'argent, et quand on a commencé à respecter les femmes, même nous connaissons. Eh bien non, Dominique, quelqu'un de pour ça. Parce que c'est quoi le drogue? Carré paille, carré à mettre dans la poubelle là. D'abord, carré dans la poubelle là. Alors, l'hiver qui t'a dit pour vous, et puis il dit, il va demander pardon. Bah, personne n'est pour ça, il paye pas son bonhomme, il doit pas ça. Parce que là, mon mari pour respecter, bah, il t'a plus d'Espagne. D'accord? Mon mari t'a dit à n'importe qui qui est dans la rue là. Et puis ça passe à la rue ou pas rien. Après ça, toute position. Qui niveau d'éducation ou pas rien. Tout là où on finit mal en ne se porte pardon, personne n'est et bien ouais signer pour ça ou pas rien. Moins qu'à dire ça. Après ça, là où ça le fait ou ça fait. Là où pas où ça fait, il n'y a pas de lever où. Bon, et pour venir mal en ne se porte pardon, et bien après ça, on va ouais signer des pour ça ou. C'est un rythme au travail parce que c'est tout semaine. You have to resign from your post, Liberators. You are nothing all now. I say you are nothing. Wherever you are, Liberators, get the message. You are nothing. You have to resign and ask for forgiveness. Carry all over the system. He will give you a different position, but you have to resign. The world is watching. The world is listening. Upaye. Agalusa, là où il y a, ça des millions, ça des billions, l'argent pas carré nous favoriser. L'argent pas carré nous favoriser. 6 feet deep, non tout cas aller sans rien. Ça va vous mettre pour là, ça série ça vous mettre pour là, ça liberté ça vous mettre pour là, vous protéger pour l'argent, ça pas rien. C'est pour nous respecter personne. Quel que soit sous ces femmes, sous ces hommes, sous ces enfants, pour respecter en peuple. Et bien ça très important. Parce que si on dit pour aller, qui vont dire domestique, les Vital sont là, ouais. Et bien même mon couiller est domestique. C'est pour respecter personne, le va servir en position pour calculer, multiplier tout le monde où va servir. Si vous payez votre utilité, avoir politicien, avoir des positions, sans opposition, la regarder, faut regarder moiseau, faut respecter les femmes, respecter les enfants, respecter en mouche, en bœuf, quel que soit ça soit là où il y a. Et pour nous respecter, parce que nous respectons la position. Les Vital à dire, peut-être Dominique Carreau ou pas rien à présent, nous pas dit pour respecter vous, ce qui arrive même à mettre dans poubelle là, ce qui arrive pas rien, retourner en valeur en Dominique. Résigner, eh bien, ce qui arrive que mettre dans notre position, parce que c'est notre semaine. Merci. En nous sommes solidaires, pour faire Dominique, pas pour service, qui arrive même pas rien. Il y a quoi ce pays là? Pays en poubelle. En nous rester du bout pour un pays, pas pour un seul homme. Là où on va aller voir Jésus tout seul, on va ramener personne va gâter les linges pour nous dire I was there with you. Tout seul. Mais c'est à nous, nous sommes religieux pays, il ne faut pas nous payer la moitié. Ça nous va faire, ça nous va pas faire. Soit aussi côté bon Dieu, soit aussi côté diable. Qu'est-ce que ça va si côté service ou si côté diable? Ou pas ça, mais c'est côté service ou côté bon Dieu. Périazo, en Istanbul, personne n'est qu'à nous dire. Oui, nous avons regardé mon série ma venir là. Si vous venez là, il y a des frères à mort, il y a des frères à enfants. C'est comme ça qu'il va profiter de peuple là. C'est comme ça qu'il va profiter. Il y a des barons là, j'ai entendu l'élection. Pour du force l'élection, il n'y a pas gardé pour vous là. Parce qu'il y a des barons qui disent, il y a des gens c'est pour ça que vous allez avoir le pouvoir. Bon, là où c'est pour la Jésus, ou venez sans rien, ou parlez sans rien, ou pas tout le monde. Tout ça qui fait, et ça qui l'a vérité. Dieu merci, bonsoir.
Merci. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. We continue. We have with us another formidable woman who always stands in the struggle, who always stands and speak out. Delia Eugene will say a few words to us this afternoon. Give her a big give up, ladies. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. It's my first time holding a mic in a public forum like this, so at least give me some support. There. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, afternoon. I too stand in solidarity with our sister Annette Stanford. And I stand with, I stand for, I stand by every woman, every man, every child, every animal that is being abused. Because abuse in any form and all forms is wrong and it ought not to be. Ladies and gentlemen, we heard our Prime Minister say that Dominica is not a real country. And maybe it is true because the craziness, madness on steroids that we are seeing right now, we are almost believing that Dominica is not a real country. But if Dominica was a real country, our Attorney General would have more respect for the people. And if Dominica was a real country, this would be a speech that he would have given in Parliament on the day that he was, or the day that our president was nominated. So the thing would have been like this. Mr. Speaker, today Dominicans here and abroad, and in fact the entire world, have witnessed a truly democratic process. As the Attorney General of this blessed land, I am quite pleased to say that democracy is alive and well in Dominica. But ladies and gentlemen, we know that it's not true. Because, Mr. Speaker, along the path to electing a new president, we saw that the Prime Minister nominated a candidate following the letter of the Constitution. And as was her right to do, the leader of the opposition so nominated a candidate. I must say, Mr. Speaker, that both nominated women are adequately qualified and experienced to do very well in the office of president. But again, following the letter of the Constitution, and by a free and fair process, only one can be president. And so, Mrs. Stanford, we bid you farewell. We would like to say thank you to you for being part of the process, and we wish you all the very best in your endeavors. And I say thank you for all that you are doing on behalf of your people. I believe that because you are both Kalimango women, I can guarantee you, Mrs. Stanford, the support of our new president. And I hope that the two of you can join forces to elevate the living conditions of your people. That is only if Dominica was a real country. But we know better. Sadly, our House of Parliament is a place where anything goes. Where the Speaker and the Attorney General, they don't care, or they have forgotten that they're supposed to be neutral members of the House. They could not care less. Okay? It's a place where our House of Parliament is a place where members of the government heckle and jeer at members of the opposite side, and that is wrong. They disturb them and prevent them from presenting on behalf of the people who elected them in office. That is wrong. Okay? This AG said that he was filled with contempt and disgust. Okay? And we wonder why. And he said in a different forum, he would use stronger words. Why? All because the opposition leader dared to nominate another candidate, although she was well within her right to do so? No. And then you refer to the well-nominated candidate as a drumstick. We say no. This behavior of the DLP has been their modus operandi ever since they came into office. And it is time for them to stop it.
They disrespect, they vilify, they victimize anybody who dares to stand against them. We have to say enough is enough. We demand respect. It cannot be that a young student is going to her parent for assistance for school or scholarship, and she has to lie down and beg for it. It cannot be that a mother is going to get assistance for proper housing for her family, and she has to lie down. She's not supposed to kneel down and lie down and cry and beg. Okay, it is her duty, her right as a Dominican, and she's supposed to get assistance with respect. We demand respect. We say no more. And to the women on the government side who laugh, who cheer, who distract, who disturb members of the opposition, you laugh and you provoke. We see how this situation for air. You are equally culpable. And we say you have to go. Enough is enough. We have to go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a story to tell. I have never told that story in public before. I don't think many people know of it, but it is time that I say it public. I was in about first or second form. I lived in Capefield at the time. And next to us, our next door neighbor, was the Speaker of the House, our neighbor and our friend. He lived with his family, his wife, and 3 little children. The wife was not very well. So as a child going to school, I noticed that the lady needed help. So what I would do, I would get dressed early and then go and help the lady to get her children ready for school. So one day I was there, I was doing that on a regular basis, like every day. And one day I was there doing the same thing. The man came in the room, his towel wrapped around his waist. I have never seen him do that before, and I was just shocked. I was disturbed. So what I did, I gave him my back, and I was focused on the child I was dressing. So what the lady would do, she would give them breakfast, comb their hair, shower, and then she pass them to me to dress. She would have all the little uniform nicely laid out on the bed. So when I saw the man come in the room, the back towel around his waist, and he was a big man. I'm not going to call his name, but you all should have an idea. A big heavy man. Alright, so when he came into the room, I turned, I focused on the child. And then he called my name, said, Darius. I turned back immediately. The man opened his back door. The man opened and he flashed himself to be a student in my school uniform. Anyway, I put on bag, I put on uniform, I put on sock shoes, and I just pick up my bag and I just got out of there. I vowed I would never go back to that house again. Anyway, a few weeks later, nearing Christmas, his wife called my home and asked for my help to do something, to a favor. I was not happy, but the lady needed help. She was not well, so I decided I would go and help. And when I went to the house, the lady gave me a long list of grocery lists and asked me to go with her husband to Astrophan and do the groceries for her. I was not happy, but I figured what can come out of this. So I went. I never spoke to the man from Capefield to Astrophan. He ran his mouth, talk. I never answered. Anyhow, one day he said, let's go upstairs. I need to get you a Christmas gift. I said, no thank you. I don't want anything from you. I don't want anything from you. And he began insisting, and I said, no. I took the list, I took the trolley. I went and do my business, and he went upstairs to do whatever he was doing. Anyway, time to cash. I came, put the trolley by the cashier, and he came. He gave me the gift. I just grabbed it, and I threw it in the trolley. And we checked everything. He paid. We put it in the grocery in the vehicle. No, I said Astrophan, and I said Capefield for a reason, because if you know where Astrophan is, and you know where Capefield is, and you drive in, it's one route there is. You go up King John Street, you go down Park Road, and you go out of town. Normally, Professor, he went up Straight Valley Road. Remember I told you it's Christmas time to get it that early. He went up Valley Road, he went across to the garden, and he passed by the bamboo house. A school child, and the man knows me, I'm my next door neighbor, the speaker of the house. No other calling his name, because I know his family, and that's the only reason I'm calling his name. But anyway,
I was not afraid. I said, what are we doing here? No, you're not talking. Next thing, the man coming towards me. Alright? And I begin slapping and kicking and okay, I told him he's a big man. The man put his big foot, his big leg over my two little leg legs. And he pinned me down. So I'm using my hands now and I'm trying to fight. And then he used his big strong arms, and I was a little girl, little man. Help me with his held my two hands with one hand of me. So let me just pick up in there. I grew up on a diet of wrestling. My mother went to her grave still believing that wrestling is real. And if you want to get Lady Bex, you tell her, oh mommy, that's your showbiz from the Afase. So I grew up every day, as long as wrestling is on TV, it's on our TV. Okay? So the man pinned me down, legs down, arms down. So all I have, I told myself, you have one more police. One more police card, use it well. When the man held me down, I cannot move. Now he's coming towards me. As he's coming towards me, I pulled my head back and I gave him a big headbutt in his face. And then the man started to scream like a pig. When he was young boy, put on the nice white shirt. When he put on the light in the vehicle, boy, look, Lord, I burst a big cut on the man's lip. Okay, anyway, he told me to touch him, and blood before anything, the thing is bloody. I was able to defend myself then. Needless to say, I did not leave the vehicle and run out with his daughters in the darkness. I made sure he got me home. My next story, quickly. I was about my mid-20s. I was swimming in the sea. I lived next to the sea. I am floating in the sea, me alone in the evening time like now so. I'm alone floating in the sea. I feel somebody just pull me down under the water. My eyes closed, when I opened my eyes, he's a white man. Where he come from, I don't know. Okay, but he just pulled me down under the water. And I am struggling to catch a breath because I was not prepared for that. When I fought him, I went up, I catch a breath, I said, okay, I'm ready for you now. I hold him by his hair. And with my nails, I scratch, and I go up here, and I scratch, and I here. And when he tried to escape, when he let go, I held him by his pants, waist. I pull him, and I'm telling all of you this story because thank God I was able to fight. But there are some of us who are not able to fight. Yes. And because of them, we all have to stand. I thank you. Thank you very much. So we have to stand. We have to allow them to lean on each other, to give them the strength they need to fight. Some of us are strong, but you know not everybody is the same. So those of us who are strong, we will stand with those who are weak, and we will take Dominica back from those scoundrels who believe that they can victimize us and brutalize us and get away with it. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on. We want to leave here before 7 o'clock. We have Miriam Lewis, and then Blessings will come and say a few words. Miriam Lewis worked as a principal for a long while, a teacher for a very long time, and also the DPS, the Dominica Public Service Union. So I will now call on Miriam Lewis to come and say a few words.
Sorry, not prepared, but prepared. Women of Dominica. Tonight I expected both men to be here. But the landscape has changed. It has changed to the extent that women don't do themselves. But I'm telling you, I tell them to pick up themselves to be foolish. By the time they understand that where the fear that they have to be foolish. I am not a old woman. I'm not a young woman. I'm an infant woman, and I know what it means when women stood up for themselves. When I heard the utterance of the Attorney General while washing my kitchen, I got goosebumps. I said, can't believe that. People tell us about based on race, based because he's the people. If no man can look at a woman and say those kind of things, but every man was from a woman. Disrespect. Highest honor. I tell you, women of Dominica, read the last 4 books of Old Testament. And this is what they did to women. And women allow themselves to have women. And they allow themselves to put kind of things. I see this person up now standing watching with their high heels. But then when they're with their high heels to run, they won't get them. Because they're remaining silent. They are remaining silent. I know some people in government that are the past principal, right? And I know some women in government, but they tell me that this is uttering this kind of thing. And I hear some people clapping. I didn't see who clap, but women stand against that. If these are women of integrity, somebody would have stood up and say, let me tell you something. I love you. I have those people like this, so nobody else more want to get it. No more living. The integrity in some people's as well. That's just something. They can be systems there, but that is bad. I will say it's bad. So to be right now, people have just sold their soul to the devil. Let me tell you something. It is not just a matter of Mrs. Sanpolino. It's a bigger picture than that. It's a bigger picture than just saying as we come here today. The country is in deep trouble. The devil has taken over the country. And women who are there, please be proud of yourself. Don't be ashamed. We'll start with a spark or make a big fire. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. There is more to come. There is more to come. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. When I left to pray, I would pray. Where are you going now? Stay in that place. I'm telling them, look at happening. Shula, because they don't have to intend to pray. They only hear the other session. So this is right in that place. I said, Shula, they all don't come to me. They can't get their money. They will kill them NAEP. Up so they haven't paid them. Come to me. Go through your power, rapper. Stand up. You go under the hot fire. Stand up. All the victimization for here. Why? Okay, yes, it is true that they don't understand, but look at our women, what happened to them? Look at the women. By the 70s, one end, they have nothing. I'm telling you, I am feeling sorry for them in Dominica. When of those days, let the women who know better stay and hide. But one of the mornings, when they will get up, they will have a Dominica day. And I'm saying one more thing before I leave. Dominica women, I don't know what happened to them. When I was I lived in 1970s. When we called for strike action, 2 pounds for the man, woman, always stand up. No, because of people greedy, for us, greediness, and envy. For us. That is why Dominica is like that. So please, those who are there tonight, if we are going to struggle, and stand for them, I have great respect for you. I worked with you after I was child after school. Ask your husband after school, working with your children. This is a strong family. And I tell you, I pay us full attention again. I tried. The next one, people let go or send their way. I couldn't pay attention. Let's come in there, attention. By this can go on here. And let me tell you something. You see the woman there? They say all kinds of things. To the end, if they could get me of service, we don't have enough sense to have done that. I tell you, these people put me under one pressure at the end of time. People I get opportunity to stay at this 1 to 1 to go the opportunity. One for me. I work for auditions. People principles. And when I think to my turn, they say, you can say 1 minute. I say, Rabbi, but I was very good for you. Thank you. Goodbye.
Thank you very much. Ladies, we stand. You know when we got the response from the chief of police, we were told that the route that we asked for, we couldn't get it because of national security reasons.
We couldn't go up King George's Street, up the police station area, to go down that road into Hillsborough Street, because we are considered national security risk. Ladies, if a bottle of water, a plastic bottle for that matter, a placard in your hand, a phone in your hand, are considered national security risk. But we still continue to stand in spite of everything. We will continue to fight this strong. Ladies and gentlemen, we are blessed. He always has been and always continues to be a warrior.
Hey, blessings to you all. Are you seeing there? Levi 15 Peter's bed, so the nasty man must go. That's my placard. Women, religion is the head of relegation of women. Religion is the key of relegating women. Women know your worth. A lot of all you're selling on yourself cheap. A man, his wife had 2 children. He worked in a good job. He said when his wife pregnant, he's going to stay 2 weeks. Because when the water break, even if he drive him in the sea, he will swim and come back, he want to witness the delivery. So he come, if you see muscles, bicep, tricep, organocep, he wants to be there. So he got the hospital. It's time to deliver. They try to put latex glove on his hands too big. If you see muscles, and the boy feeling strong, he got 24. Anyway, the woman there, they tell him to push him by the head, he say he want to witness. If you see a strong man, anyway, when they say the baby coming the head out, when that big strong muscle man done, he said, let him see. He fall down good up. Then 2 babies, one on the floor and one on the table. Who is the weaker vessel? Who is the weaker vessel? Women are mentally powerful. The worry man if always spend 1 little boat well, they're ready to drink Ramadan. So don't worry, what's going on? All the worry we playing there. I have had boat well already, you know. They tell me put a hot, they tell me walk it with my shoes without socks for the whole day. And then pour a beer in one of the shoes and drink it. If they tell me drink Ramadan, I'll drink it too. I wanted to get rid of the boat well. So don't worry, man. Idiots like Levi Peters that want to come and disrespect Annette. And this is a woman that is quite humble. Through the years, she and Donald Williams in the parliament, I see they try their best to intimidate them, but they stood their ground. So Levi, in his nasty ways, he wants to please his master. So his master will say, good dog, roll over and send him a bone. So he has to emulate the nastiness his master is displaying. So Levi really had to show scary how he can be nasty and attacking an innocent lady and even refer to her as that, you know. That, I heard him on 2 occasions, I was telling that to Matt. Matt not to send Matt more again, you know. Alright. Anyway, so women, stand your ground, not to be too quick to cut a deal with no man, with nobody. Try to use your intellect. Remember, you forget Samson Delilah, the strongest man in the world, who take him down a woman with. So women, you're powerful. Stop saying you're the weaker vessel or putting that in your psyche to make man believe even when you go through your menstrual cycle, you are unclean. A man can kill 1 million people, he's not unclean, but a woman going through a menstrual cycle, they're telling you she's unclean. So this little stupidness, get them off your vocabulary, out of your psyche, and know you're holy, you're righteous, you're the queen of the universe. It's you that is sustaining the world. In the absence of you, all of us finish.
And the women of Dominica say, yes. Delbert Paris is here, and he will say a few words of solidarity. We get him strength, right? Yes.
Good evening, good evening. We tired already? We standing still up? Mic check, I standing in the right spot? Okay. But we still standing, right? We still standing strong, right? We standing on principle, right? I was warned not to be long. It's getting dark. The rest of my parliamentary colleagues told me, Delbert, to not be long. We don't have a speaker to give you extra time to say what you're saying and stop. But I have a lot to say. If you want to kill a nation, if you want to kill a people, the first set of people you compromise is their women. Every person in Dominica came through a woman. So if we kill a generation or 2 generations of women, if we break those that are working, and the younger ones, we compromise them and we break their integrity, we will lose our country. And that is what this administration has succeeded to do. Or they're trying hard, but it wouldn't work. Because there are a few of us who still decide that we will stand on principle. Because today we have a Rosa Parks movement in Dominica. Today we have a Rosa Parks movement in Dominica. And Friday afternoon, when a lot of people will be doing different things, we here standing for principle in the Commonwealth of Dominica. Ladies and gentlemen, I feel like preaching, that's what I grew up doing, but you know, we leave that for another time. I want to stand in solidarity with all men who are here, but particularly still my chair, the devil is a liar. Particularly those, 1, 2, we still there. Standing in solidarity with all of the women who are here. But I want to stand for those who are still afraid. We have those of us who have a lot of courage and we're not afraid, and people like to watch us online, and you know, we say, oh wow, they're strong, but there are women who are still afraid because they're afraid of losing their job. A young lady was here a while ago talking experiences she went through as a child, as a young woman. There are still young women today going through those types of experiences and they cannot talk because of their job, because of their family member, their association. I want to send a message tonight that we are standing for you. There's still a group of people in Dominica that stand on principles and values that we hold here. And we, together with everybody else and the praying mothers, will take back our country. We will take back our country because no devil in hell and no government can prevent us from standing for what is right. And we will continue to stand for what is right until Dominica is back where it needs to be. The reason I am who I am today, and I must say this before I leave. Those of you who know me, familiar with me, you know Stuart Parrish, that is my father. The person that you don't know is Kathleen Parrish. That is my mother. I spent all of my childhood days with her. She taught me math, and I went on to be an engineer. A lot of people think it's because my father is in construction or I'm an engineer. No, it's because Kathleen taught me math. Kathleen taught me to write. But you know what she taught me? To be a decent human being. Tonight, there are more women like Kathleen Parrish, my mother, in Dominica, and their children and their children's children are still alive, and we will be part of the revolution in taking Dominica where it needs to be. God bless you. Have a good night.
Yes, you got to better than that. Give him another round of applause. I like to see young people, young men especially, stand up. And it tells you it's because of a woman. A woman with integrity, a woman with substance, a woman who could stand and teach him the right thing, the right way to go. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. We have Monel with us here. Monel will give you her own story. And you know she's gone through a lot already in Parliament as well. So I will now call on Monel to say a few words in solidarity of this movement and this struggle.
For this cause I rise. For this cause I rise. Hip hip hip. We like pizza. Must go. Hip hip hip. Levi Pizza. He must go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Men of Dominica, those of you who have joined us, thank you so much. My brothers in pink, thank you for representing and standing with the women of Dominica today as we ignite this Rosa Parks
fire that will not stop burning until it has consumed and returned Dominica to the honorable place that it once was. There is dishonor at the very head of Dominica, in the very House of Parliament that ought to be the most honorable place. There is dishonor from the very head. The head is rotten, and Dominica, we have to cut it off. It is time. We are tired. Everybody knows my story. You knew when I came into the political arena 25 years. Had I not had the support of men and women around Dominica, I would have crumbled. I would have crumbled because that is what they're famous for. They're famous for taking you and breaking you. And they have broken Dominica to the point of almost no return. But people like me and the honorable men and women across Dominica will continue to stand because we do not have an option. We cannot give up. The oppressors will not stop, and neither will we. We should never stop. They are unrelenting in their pursuit to destroy us. We should never stop fighting for a better Dominica. We should never stop fighting for the honor and respect and dignity that needs to be returned to this land. Brothers and sisters, abuse in every form has taken hold in Dominica. Not just our women being desecrated in Parliament, but in all other areas across Dominica. We know of the stories. They are whispered in our ears of the disgrace that they have put through. We see our women paraded on television when they have to receive a government housing. Disgraceful and disrespect, no dignity for people in need. We look at the men of our country emasculated. How many men you heard in recent time got a key for an apartment? Who they giving it to? They give it to the women because they know what this has done to the men. Men who are supposed to clothe and feed and house their families. They have taken away that ability. They have abused us to the lowest level. Man, woman, child, animal, parliament, disgrace, abuse across the board. No more. No more, Levi Peter. No more rooster spirit. They say the city belongs to Melissa. Melissa, where are you? When it is time to stand for the women, where are you? The women in Parliament, the benchwoman, what are you doing? You sit here and you clap. Statistics show that Dominica records the highest percentage of women in Parliament, but we do not have a family court. Projects are being built, and there is no gender equity in the projects that are being administered. No sidewalks for mothers with babies, no sidewalks for women to exercise, no gender parity. You are benchwarmers, you sit here and you clap when your colleagues, your men colleagues, the sexist men colleagues, make demeaning utterances on your sisters. You understand a disrespect on one woman is a disrespect on every woman, everywhere. All of us came from women. Women stand. Men stand with your women. Defend your women. Defend your country. Defend them against the men and women who seek to abuse us. We are tired and we say no more. We are tired and we say no more. This spark that has started this day will not be put out. It will not be extinguished. We will not stop until we return Dominica and Dominicans back to a place of pride and dignity. For a better Dominica, I still rise. For a land where women are respected, I still rise. For a Dominica that is the best place to work, live and enjoy life, I have risen and I will never back down until the day that we see Dominica restored to the place of honor that it once was. Ladies, my sisters, we're standing strong. Men, are you standing with your ladies? Men, are you standing with your ladies? Hip, hip, hip.
to stand. So for this cause, all of us going to rise, and we're not going because we are going to take back Dominica. And when they can stand up, give you a house, and tell you you beg for it, you went down on your knees for it, you plead for it. Tell me, when a woman goes on her knees in front of a man, tell me what I do. And that is what they reduce women to give you keys for an apartment because they know that you are vulnerable. But the vulnerable women of Dominica, we will stand with you. Those of us who are strong will stand with you. You will lean on our shoulders and we'll take Dominica to the next level when those scoundrels find themselves out of office. Ladies and gentlemen, we move on. We have Celestine with us who will give us a few words of solidarity. Follow Celestine.
Good evening, my people. I stand here this evening representing the National Joint Action Movement, NJAM. You know, when you're part of an organization, you have to abide with what everybody in the organization or the group is all about. A lot of times when I speak from the top of my mind, my head, it's like I speak fluent. But this evening I have breathed from what we all agree upon as an organization. So this evening, this is a statement here by the National Joint Action Movement, NJAM. The National Joint Action Movement, NJAM, applaud the effort of Nurse Rosie Felix and the women who have come forward in support of Nurse Annette Sanford in defense of the abuse by the AG Levi Peters and Roosevelt Skerritt. It is immoral and despicable prostituted Labour Party government. Nowhere in the civilized world can an AG make such a statement by insulting another human being, for less a woman, a Kalinago woman, who has demonstrated such a high level of dignity, for the Attorney General to be still in office. Any Prime Minister who defends such a despicable Attorney General is even more worse than that Attorney General, and both of them must go. Levi Peters is a civil servant and not a hack of the Labour Party and Roosevelt Skerritt. And he has violated the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica by demonstrating his pig-like and dirty party politics. The Labour Party has 19 parliamentary representatives, 5 senators, and a Speaker of the House of Assembly to do their dirty work. So for Levi Peters as Attorney General to behave in the manner that he did deserve the immediate removal from the office of Attorney General. The National Joint Action Movement consider Levi Peters issue as part of the broader scope of crimes committed by Roosevelt Skerritt regime and appeal to the Dominican people to stop the abuse of the Commonwealth of Dominica by a decadent regime that is determined to sell their homeland to the international criminals. As the Commonwealth of Dominica celebrates its 45th anniversary of political independence, the people of Dominica are witnessing the discrimination of the nation as the Commonwealth of Dominica plunges into a state of economic ruin, where all the productive sectors of the economy are paralyzed. The young people exist without any hope, and once promising middle class rapidly descended into a state of hopelessness, while our past are sold like fish in the international rogues and vagabonds. After 24 years in office, the Dominican Labour Party under Roosevelt Skerritt has brought the Commonwealth of Dominica into a state of beggars, where the resources of the state are in the hands of an Arab named Anthony Hayden. Dominica did not obtain political independence 45 years ago from Britain, only to be recolonized by MMC and Roosevelt Skerry. After 45 years, the healthcare system is worse. The education system is falling apart. The electoral power supply is worse than it has ever been. The roads are falling apart with signs of broken edges all over the island. Agriculture production is at its lowest. Manufacturing has disappeared. The police is more oppressive ever than before. Cecil Joseph has turned GDS into the voice of labor. The government of Dominica is implicated in the kidnapping of Leon Chuck. Roosevelt Skerry appoints a president in total violation of the Constitution, whereas a civil servant is recently elected as president, was the deputy chairperson of the Labour Party in the Salida branch. Roosevelt Skerry blatantly disrespects the people of Dominica with the way he treats the Electoral Commission and his nasty intention for electoral reform. As we speak today, the international news media is exposing Dominica's passport scandal. Dominica now needs a visa to enter the United Kingdom, and very soon we will need visa to enter Guadeloupe and Martinique and the rest of Europe. Today, the National Joint Action Movement is proud to be part of this women's movement, calling for Levi Peters to go. But the call should not stop here. We must call on the entire cabal to go. The waste of time, incompetent cabinets of opportunists, and paid mercenaries must go. The National Joint Action Movement is calling on the women who have organized this event to take the lead towards the establishment of a government of national unity. All opposition forces must put aside their individualistic agendas and come together in a united force to rescue Dominica from the bunch of criminals. Let us continue the fight for electoral reform while we demand that Levi Peters must go. The Commonwealth of Dominica must have electoral reform and fresh election within a year. Dominica will collapse under this bunch of incompetence. The Treasury has no money. The government is totally broke. And they depend on Anthony Hayden to pay his bills. Checks in the treasuries are languishing. The account general cannot issue checks because they will bounce. The Commonwealth of Dominica is dead broke, and Anthony Hayden is the one who runs things. Salary to pay as MMC. There were Sony pipes as MMC. State College needs a computer as MMC. Skerry needs a generator as MMC. The Commonwealth of Dominica is colonized by Anthony Hayden and MMC. Roosevelt Skerry is only a puppet who follows the instructions of Anthony Hayden. To the young people of Dominica, you have only seen this rogue regime in office. Those of you who travel and can study overseas, remain overseas. You have no intention of coming back. Unlike the youth of other Caribbean islands who are anxious to go back to their homeland, Dominica youths are fleeing in numbers because there is no hope. The National Joint Action Movement is saying enough is enough. The time has come for joint action, and a united front, we are calling on the two nurses, Rosie Phillips and Anna Stanford, to take the lead in the liberation of the nation, and let all opposition forces be side by side until victory. The National Joint Action Movement demands the unconditional dismissal of Levi Peters from the office of Attorney General and call on Roosevelt Skerry and his bunch of incompetent cabinets to clear the way for capable, qualified, and patriotic Dominicans to the National Joint Action Movement, we stand together and we say enough is enough and Levi Peters must go. There is no time for any apology. Levi Peters must go.
Thank you very much, Ms. Celestine, on behalf of the National Joint Action Movement, giving solidarity messages to the struggle for freedom for women. Ladies and gentlemen, the woman, the lady behind all this, or because of all this, that precipitated the actions that we take. Anna Stanford, a nominee for President of the Commonwealth of Dominica, the highest office, was in the House, he wasn't in the House, but disrespected by the Attorney General, who is supposed to uphold the Constitution of the Commonwealth of Dominica. So tonight we have with us Anna Stanford, who will give us a few words and tell us exactly what are some of the things that we intend to do. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Anna Stanford. Good night, everybody. Levi Peter Moss. Levi Peter Moss. Levi Peter Moss. Levi Peter must resign. Ladies and gentlemen, standing before you tonight is a woman who is not afraid of any man. A few years ago, they used intimidation tactics. They sent the police, dressed in their army clothes, armed with their guns, to our home. In the midst of the morning, arrested my husband, took him down to the cell, but today we are still standing strong. Then they came with bribery, 120,000 EC. And you know the devil comes to you at your weakest. What could somebody do with $120,000 when things are so bad? But today, I'm still standing. A few weeks ago, they tried a personal attack. And so the Attorney General, Levi Peters, called me some degrading, abusive names. I don't want to repeat it here tonight. But I am still standing strong. I believe, as a woman, there are many young girls listening to us right now, those of you online, and many of you have dreams. There are some of you who want to become politicians one day. But based on what's happening in our parliament, many of you may be afraid. Like the Attorney General said, his words were injurious. He said that himself. And so he has injured not only me, but the many young girls and the many women who have the hope of getting into parliament someday. And so that is why he has brought his office into disrepute. And we, the people today, are standing up and saying that he needs to resign. People of Dominica, Levi Peter has to resign because he has brought his office into disrepute. That is why we are standing. And many of you here tonight, you are standing with me. It is you that's starting the change that we need in Dominica, the change that we need in our parliament. I just had this banner here that says, Parliament is not a rump. Stop verbal abuse. You know better, do better. And so that is what we want all our parliamentarians to do. And this movement is going to ensure that no form of abuse is going to ever happen to any one of our little girls or any parliamentarian again in the House of Assembly. It stops tonight. And calling on all the authorities, the judiciary, the Women Council, every one of you who hold leadership positions, you, the leaders of the church, you have to stand up. You have to stand up for country. We need to put a stop to this form of abuse, and we need to do it now. I thank you. Thank you very much. Another round of applause, please. We can do better than that for Anna. Yes, our Carinago sister. And once they abuse one, they abuse all. And that is how we have to take it. We cannot be selfish anymore. We have to fight for this country. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the Wednesday walkers who do that every Wednesday. We have one of the persons who will say a few words, short few words for us. And then we will have Josephine Dublin who will say, give some coloring messages as well. And then we come to the close of this activity. Purpose.
Good evening to the people up here. All the boats on the ground. I'm very proud of you people because you are the ones standing for Dominica. You are the ones praying to the God Almighty to free Dominica. Dominica is in bondage. We all know that. Dominica is under an evil spell. We all know that. Tonight I'm here on behalf of the workers, the group that decided to walk over and pray in order that we could get the spell broken so our people could stand up and put their boots on the ground. We have worked over for now about 79 Wednesdays. When we started walking, the devils could not withhold, they could not maintain themselves with the evil that they have, and we were here to break the evil. They decided they will persecute us, and they started to charge one after the other for walking in Rosa. I am one of those that are charged for walking in Rosa. And until I die, I won't stop walking in Rosa whenever there is a function that people have to attend to. I tell you, it's your right, and don't let anybody come to rule Dominica and take that right from you. The Wednesday workers started the fight with some prayer warriors. And the prayer warriors tonight, I want to tell you all, each and every one of you are doing the right thing for Dominica. The evil spell is broken. It's just that we haven't get into it. But if you listen to what's happening outside, you know that God has intervened. Because Dominica people don't have the power to deal with that evil that is holding us. Can you imagine $10 billion belonging to Dominica unaccounted for? Billions, not millions, billions. Every child in Dominica, after birth of that child parents should be receiving money to feed that child and take that child to school in order that the future of Dominica would depend in the hands of that child. But they're taking our money. They're giving our money to Hezbollah. They're giving our money to terrorists. They're giving our money to thieves and vagabonds. And our people are here eating dry fig. Our police officers, I want to say to you guys, the job that you're doing is a good job. Because after they persecute us, the police is still telling the people what they're doing to you is wrong. Doesn't matter, you're on a job, and the boss tells you to go and do something, so you do what the boss says. When people give, and they give the bag to a man to hold, and the man knows this, what is in the bag, the man takes his share out of it. Holy, Yabgawi. Which means that the money are coming and spending Dominica to tell us they come to help us in Dominica. If this they're giving our money, it's not going to do us good. Believe it or not. So until the police understand, they must understand, because each and every one of them is not the same.
understand that it is in their interest, the interest of their future and their children. Scared needs to be locked up. Listen to the international news. And when you hear what happens to the investigation, our police should be asking Rosa Scared, what is happening there? Is it true? I need to know more of that. Dominica, when Roosevelt Scared and the Labour Party take over the reins of Dominica, our debt to the outside world was about $500 million. Today, if you listen to what is our debt, Roosevelt Scared will not tell us. Because $10 billion could pay all the debts that Dominican owe him and have money to give to the people to develop themselves. Our people are hiding and don't want to come out. I'm sorry for you, but I still will share with you. You need to pray. You need to pray stronger, because the devil's chain has been broken. But you need to wrap it up here. You need to just take it out on your back and your feet and be free in Dominica, like all other countries that in the world, that in the developed world, in order that we can develop ourselves and develop our people in our country. We are able to do it, and we need to do it. Keep your boots on the ground, and I feel proud of you. Everyone that there, I see was 10 people, because I know everyone has more behind. And there's a lot of people that don't want to come. I want to tell them, fear no more. The devil is hiding. You see Roosevelt Scared? Everybody that knows about dogs, when you have a dog in your yard, and your dog sees somebody coming, is it a brave dog? It just says, rumbling. That's a brave dog. It says, you come closer, I will brush you. If you don't let me tell you, if you rush that dog, it disappoints. Roosevelt Scared is that dog. And we have to rush him to tell him to come. When we rush Roosevelt Scared for him to come out in our yard. Good for the ground. Thank you and good night.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Another warrior and freedom fighter. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to the end of the activity. We have a petition signing around. It is also on social media on Facebook. You can go in and sign the petition as well. And I think there's a petition about, so you can too. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we have with us Josephine Dublin. He has been part of the Dominican National Council of Women for a long while and fighting for women's rights in Dominica. I will now invite Josephine Dublin Prince to say a few words to us. Ladies, please welcome her as she comes. Good evening, good evening. I thought I could not have been there after being about 30 to 40 years. Running placards with the NCW, in Parliament, ensuring that laws were so women could be in a state of peace, could be protected by the very law. But tonight is a very historic night. It is historic, brothers and sisters, because this movement is led by women, and that is why I am here. I could not be hearing that all powerful women are in this struggle, and I'm sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, we as women must consider ourselves as very important. And it seems we are not putting the level of importance on ourselves as women. For example, you can imagine in terms of our own population, who is responsible for our own population, brothers and sisters? Who is responsible at the level of the home as single parents to raise the very men who denigrate women? As a single parent, sometimes without a steady job,
and having to do other things to ensure that your children receive a proper education. Brothers and sisters, it is for us a day where we have to say to Mr. Levi that he should resign. And he should resign on several counts. First, he used his authority as a civil servant and as the acting Attorney General to denigrate someone who was put up as a nominee, who was put up because of the process of deciding who the president was. And it was historic that we had two nominees, both women and both from the indigenous community, the Kalinago community. So when you're using the same tongue to raise one up, you're bringing the same devilish tongue to bring down another. I mean, for that very reason, he should resign. He should not even wait for somebody to tell him that. But more importantly, brothers and sisters and ladies, we need to support each other. When statements like that are made in Parliament, and you have women parliamentarians clapping and what would you say about that? Plus, you're a woman, and if anything happens to one woman, you should be affected. You hit one woman, you hit every woman. And there could be across political grounds, there could be across religious grounds, there could be a different status in society. You hit one woman, you hit every woman. Brothers and sisters, I myself call on every woman to be angered and frustrated and disappointed by the statement that Mr. Levi made. And for that reason, I was attacked by a man whose brain is in his bottom. I was attacked by him in a community in the road. And he pointed at me while sitting in a white car and said, "We're coming for you. And I will set my fellows on you." And when he said it was not for my brother or that politician, I said, "It's not about them, it's about me." Okay. You're talking about... And you further I understood. And he went further I understood and continued his barrage on their usual career program. Okay. But these brothers and sisters should not bother us. All it does is to strengthen us because it is saying that it's getting to them and it's getting them angry. So we need a round of applause for that, brothers and sisters. Again, our country, our government continues to be partly as a state to serve us with several convictions. They are happy to talk about number of women in parliament. They are happy to talk about the revision of gender-based violence laws. They are happy to talk about the various species that are female. But look at what you're doing to them. Look at what you're doing to women in parliament. Look at how you're degrading women. And even the Speaker of the House sat in his chair and would not say, "I'm sorry, you should not say that." So it seems that we as women need to come together and fight for ourselves. For our own human rights, we have to be respected. We have to ensure that there is no one who is going to continue to disrespect us. Because everyone should see a woman as not only important, but very important and involving all stratas of society. The productive force, the political force, and you will recall, I'm sure, brothers and sisters, the range of activities that women are involved in that keeps this community alive. Most of the voluntary organizations that are within the communities, the sick and shut-in, who goes to see them? The persons in the community who bring lost to the people who are in their homes is the women. Persons who are disabled. Even brothers and sisters, most of the women who are beyond and at the back of political parties to vote for those very men who degrade them are women. And they themselves will even send the other women when you're talking talking on their behalf. I mean, where do we go with that? We need a revision in terms of the education for not only our women, but for the whole population. We need some civic-minded persons to revisit the laws that says that women have to be protected. Even the UN, the United Nations, feel so good about ensuring that women are protected at all costs. That every time the state party is made to come to report about how women are treated in your country. I at one time was part of the delegation who went to Geneva. So I know, I'm not talking about a novice. I have been the head of a national women's organization for a number of years. I have been in parliament on 2 occasions and I never saw this behavior. We want from either side of the spectrum, the ruling party and the opposition, who are present to the women. At one time I would propose a joint force between opposition women so that we can ensure that laws relating to women are strengthened from that political standpoint. Brothers and sisters and women in particular, don't be afraid. Those are just and when you see those kinds of reactions, just know that what we are doing, we are on the right track. So I really want to thank the Rosa movement, the women who are part of that movement, to say don't give up. And I'm sure there are a number of men, not only here, but who probably are listening, that are saying, I'm happy that you all are on the right track and you all are doing the right thing. So brothers and sisters, don't be afraid, because I am not. Don't be afraid, because I am not. And we need to continue with that strength and to continue on the right track. Thank you very much, and let us move forward. And so thank you very much, Mrs. Dublin Prince, stalwart fighting for women. So, you know, tonight it makes my heart glad to see women on the platform. You know, sometimes you think that you're all alone and, you know, you stand up. But tonight, today, my heart is glad because it's the beginning of bigger things to come. And we have a young woman here. She's a senator in the House, Henderson region. And she is not afraid. Okay? So none of us, and she will say in solidarity of this movement.
Good evening, everyone. It would be remiss of me to be here for all you lovely people who came out to stand for women parliamentarians who are verbally abused in our house and not come and say a few words. To be in parliament at this time, as a young woman, with these altars, you have to be really strong. Your back has to be broad. You have to be built from something thick and hospital, those can build you from. And let me just let you know, we were proud to present Annette Stanford as a nominee for President of Dominica because we believe she's able, we believe in her, and we know she has the ability to do this job. Annette, we stand with you because we are the ones who put you through what you went through. We are the ones who put your name out there to be verbally abused and insulted. But let me just tell you, Annette, my back is broad. So when I stand in parliament and I speak, no heckling or juggling from the other side can take me. When I stood in parliament and debated for the budget, they couldn't shake me because I know who I am as a woman, a married woman, raised by a strong married woman, a strong Dominican woman, and these jokers, so women of Dominica, these jokers should not shake you either. When a man in authority speaks down on women, about their eyelashes, drumsticks, all kinds of insulting things, that's not going to shake you. We build from something strong. We build from something bigger than them. And so, Annette, you're just one person. This is a movement. We stand for women. I'm happy to see so many men here in pink. Thank you. I like a man in pink. So, as young women in parliament, we will do our utmost best. No man, no woman on the other side can shut me up. My mouth big, my father is Edmund. Trust me, I will stand with you, I will stand for you and represent you the best I can in Parliament. But you too must always stand out here and rally for what is right. In Parliament, our numbers are small. You have to be strong inside there. When you stand, you have to stand firm. And when you open your mouth, you have to power them. And my mouth is loud, I can power them. So when they start to heckle and jekyll, they can't distract me. So you think they're going to skip my time for my debate? When they start talking, not Lauren is speaking to, because I'm here to give a message. I'm here to speak on behalf of the people of Dominica. And so I will speak as loud as I can. So ladies and gentlemen, we continue to fight the good fight. A lot of you out there expect a lot from us in Parliament. We need you to support us. We need you to hold our hands when there are times that you think that we need a little guidance. Remember, we don't know this. This is new to all of us. By next year, we'll be seasoned politicians, but now we need your guidance. We need your support. We need you to rally with us. Okay, we need you behind us. We need you ahead of us. For those of you who can lead, we need you to lead us. Let it be a fight that all of us are in. It's a big fight. This is a big fight, you know. Women can work in Dominica with a woman president. That means we can aspire to be anything. And men, at any, I apologize to you, but at any means necessary, they try to cut us down. So we have to vote. We have to stand tall. And we have to be firm when we stand out there to represent ourselves. So I will continue to do my best for you in Parliament. I will be quite honest with you. When AG spoke, I didn't hear, I wasn't listening. I don't listen to nonsense. So when he was speaking, I ain't heard nothing. I actually was in something completely different. So I didn't hear any of that. And I believe it was God's will. Because I probably would have stood up and said something that's unparliamentary that my father and my mother would not like. So God does things the way He thinks they should be. And don't worry, this is a big fight. We're not done fighting yet. This is not over. And we stand with you. And again, it's not just you, it's the women of Dominica. Parliamentary women, as I said, don't worry about me in the Parliament. When I stand strong. No man can shake me.
Yes, that's what I tell you, my happy friend. I'm hearing things that I've never heard before. And you know, once you're alive and you have faith. And I always said we are closer to the end than the beginning. And we will continue the struggle. So ladies and gentlemen, this is the end of this rally, this 1-1 rally. We've had the match and rally. As I told you earlier on, we received the information that we were considered a national security risk. So we were not allowed to go past the certain places. But we did walk. And I'm happy, I'm so happy for you all tonight. I am so grateful for all the women who came out and all the men who came out to support the struggle. Continue to support. We will let you know when we move to the various, because we want to go to the various parts of Dominica to motivate our women, to mobilize both women and men to come out and stand strong. Be not afraid. God is with you, and once God is with you, there is no man can touch you. So ladies and gentlemen, Dominica, thank you for coming. Thank you for those who listen via the social media airwaves. And more, thank you so much for bringing it live. And we want to... No, I said we didn't get the areas that we were supposed to walk because they said it's a national security issue. So, yes, so we decide, Dominicans will decide whether we live in a democracy or not. But thank you very much. Good night. Those of you who are traveling mercy. And be safe from here.